One of the most popular requests I've always had was to revisit the RTX 3060 and see if it's still capable of having stable FPS in Fortnite Chapter 3 when we capped it to 240. This time we're going to pair this with our fastest gaming processor, the Ryzen 5800X3D, and let's find out. Now, before we proceed with actual gameplays, let's run through some synthetic benchmarks. Yes boys, creative and replays are considered synthetic benchmarks. Performance mode in creative is as you expect. It's really stable. You can see it's pretty smooth. Now let's try this again with DX12. And once again, it is pretty stable. No questions there. Sort of similar, really. Now let's run through some replays and compare all three modes. Now, take note, this is a replay and may not be representative of actual gaming experience. As you can see, these are pretty interesting results, right? And before we proceed with our discussions and analysis, this video wouldn't be complete without our actual gameplay memes. And to those who are new to this channel, for stability testings, try to focus more on frame times rather than FPS. The more erratic the chat is, the more stuttering the experience will be for the player. Let's go!
You get out of a game?
Yeah, I just won. Yeah.
Is that because you readied up and then it loaded you into a game? And then
I don't know. I think what I needed to do was leave.
Yeah, that's what
So
happened.
just so you guys know, if you have a crown, when you get that crown, leave the game. Don't ready up. My bad. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, it's not the worst.
Enemies going random.
We've had worse.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water.
Let's die from the storm.
Let's start off with DX11. Take note, during this analysis and discussion, I don't take into account the moment we drop off the bus because you will always have inconsistency when the server is loading players and textures. Throughout these gameplays, we have run the game 3 times before we started recording. DX11 seems to be consistent with FPS. Our theoretical frame time at 240 FPS should be 4.16 milliseconds, but in this scenario, it ranges from 2.5 and sometimes it goes all the way up to 5 milliseconds, which is still okay. At DX11, GPU power is at most 110 watts with VRAM around 2 GB. RAM usage is at 10 GB, and for most part, it looks stable. However, there are scenarios wherein you will see micro stutters and frame times every now and again. And this happens fairly often. DX12 is one of our most consistent modes. Frame times likewise is between 3.6 to about 4.5 milliseconds. If you compare the frame time charts of this one compared to DX11, you can see that this is definitely smoother. None of those micro stutters. The only thing with this mode is you would still get the random frame time spikes, which is rare but normal in Fortnite. VRAM and GPU power is more or less the same as DX11. Now, performance mode is also a smoother experience compared to the traditional DX11. We can maintain 240 FPS here but still suffer from the random frame time spike as what we have in DX12. The only big difference versus DX11 is that this mode doesn't have as much inconsistency as that other one. Frame times are still between 3.5 milliseconds to 4+ milliseconds. The only difference here is GPU power and VRAM are naturally lower compared to the other modes, and this is because of performance performance mode. Overall, both DX12 and performance mode are still solid choices if you want stability. The random frame time spikes will always be there, but as mentioned, this is normal for Fortnite and is still pretty rare. I've tried to keep this video short, but if you want more explanation on gaming stability in Fortnite, click this video right here. I will see you guys over there.